just like Tame Impala's song, New Person, Same Old Mistakes, low-key banger, I'm feeling improving in this game is a lot like being a new player, playing the same old character. You know, the way I play lots of different characters in this game, I mean, I've got a Joker, I've got a Wolf, I don't just play Wario, I mean, I only enter Wario in tourneys, but I'm still, as a player, I've got lots of understandings about the fundamentals of this game, what carries over between my characters, and if you just play this game competitively enough, you just sort of pick up what each character does, how, when you're versing a player in a tourney, how do they play completely different when they're piloting the same character. So for example, last week's tournament, I versed Jadlad's Cloud. Now, I'm pretty well adversed in the Cloud matchup for Wario, but haven't really versed Jadlad's Cloud. So what ended up happening is the usual tricks of the trade I was doing on, say, Bunk's Cloud, who's someone I'm used to practicing against, wasn't working on Jadlad. And that's just because even in the same old character, there's lots of room for player expression. And I feel like that's why I sort of like sticking to Wario. Like, each video is not leveling up my Joker, my Wolf, my Wario. You know, I've already gone through the motions. I've stuck with Wario. He's someone I truly enjoy playing. And I've already got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to how he plays against all these different kind of matchups. I mean, when I started, I thought sword matchups were impossible for Wario. I mean, Brawler versus Sword, like, how the hell does he make it work? I don't know. But you pick up small things along the way, and I think a lot of it comes from not just tunnel visioning on the same character, but focusing on yourself as a player as well. Like, I'm not trying to play like Ludo's Wario, or Loaf's Wario, or just on paper Wario. I'm trying to play my Wario. I'm trying to understand my own craft, my own play. And kind of a unique thing, I think, is that sort of carries over in lots of different ways. I mean, for example, I went up to Gilderton, which is an hour north of Perth, on the long weekend with my friends. We were playing table tennis, which I played a lot. I played them in high school, 1-2 times at the physics club. I'm on the board. Anyway, the same habits I had with Wario show up in my table tennis. I was like, what? And even Jake, my old roommate and my physics companion, he thought the same thing. Like, I'm just the sort of player who, when I was playing table tennis, I'd play very defensive, return the craziest shots. I mean, it'd be a fast smash, but I just get the paddle there on the backhand, be ready. And I was doing this annoying thing where, of course there's going to be a time to smash. When you're playing table tennis, you have to commit to a backhand or a forehand. When you're playing Smash, you have to commit to facing backwards or forwards if you want to fair or bear. You know, there's some asymmetry there. People have to decide what they're picking. You can't just pick both. You can't go in the air and switch around. Well, unless you're doing the bike look trick from Wario where he doesn't have the bike and then you can use the bike look to be reverse. But, you know, let's ignore that. In similar exceptional cases, people commit to a certain direction. So if Jake's stuck on the forehand and he returns forehand and he's moved a little bit to the side to hit the forehand, there's an asymmetry now. He's moved over a little bit. So if I hit it just to the middle again, where he has to pick forehand or backhand, he picks forehand again, he starts pushed over. He's losing stage control in table tennis. And that was ridiculous. I think something similar happens in Smash Bros. Too. This is sort of related to my juggling broken states idea from last week. There's an idea in physics called symmetry and symmetry breaking. And I think that has a lot of rich history in the physics sense, a lot of rich history in the Smash Bros. Sense too. Because I think that's a really nice way to see advantage state. Like, okay, Cloud is committed to back air. He's dashed back, he's committed to another back air. But it's not like we just went back to neutral and shook hands and, you know, called it a day. He told me info about what he likes to do second. He's hit my shield, so my shield is low. He's given up stage control so that he can do a retreating aerial. He's watching how I'm counter pressuring his back air. What am I doing to avoid it? Shielding? Spot dodging? Not being there? Trying to hit him on his jump on the way up with fair? Or am I just waiting for him to do cross slash? You know, there's a lot of... I think the information in this game comes from what's not being repeated over and over, more so than, you know, when you first start this game, when you see a player that keeps spot dodging or keeps shielding when he's panicking, those are kind of like basic habits, you know, like things that they probably should be changing up. You read it fast, you read it early on that it's just something that they do constantly. But the problem with this game is you can mix up a lot into a lot of broken things. So when you finally get a hit as Wario in advantage, let's just say I got nair, up air, which is a true combo. But what's following after that? You know, am I going to try and get another hit? Am I going to hold chomp? Maybe try and get an air dodge? Am I going to aerial and then try... What is going on? Hold on. Someone doesn't know where they're going in the city. Am I just going to try do an aerial and then catch the fast fall because they're a floaty character? I'll try frame trap them. There's a lot of room for exploration, I think, in this game. Like you can, like as a player, you can sort of change up what you value, what you want to change up to your opponent. So I'm piloting the same Wario, same combos against this character, but as a player, I get the choice of how I want to pilot the guy. And that's something beautiful, I think, about this game as well. That player expression is such a vivid thing. I mean, it's not like... Imagine a hypothetical game, let's say Smash Bros, where you load in to character select, they pick Cloud, and you're Wario, and that's it. You lose. It does feel like that on some matchups, but it's never impossible. There's always... I mean, it might be hard. There might be... They have 70% of the time they have an advantage over you, but if you make that little 30% work and you really make them guess on what you're doing, you can capitalize, you can win. If your execution's on, you're golden. And as a player as well, as a person, I'm juggling a lot in my personal life as well. I'm not just a Smash YouTuber or Smash tourney goer, not top 250 in the world where this is my job. I'm balancing being a PhD student in physics with all the other hobbies I want to do, with time I don't really have when I'm gymming as well. Gymming after work, I come home, I'm tired. I'm making Johns why I don't want to do training mode, when really I should just sit there for 10 minutes, just do up, throw, up air. Just do up, throw, up air. Get that repetition in, because you can't practice when you're playing someone. Well, you can practice other things, but the thing about training and execution is, under a given circumstance, repeated again and again, how can you capitalize? How can you execute? Are you hitting the true combos even though they're pretty tight? And if you miss up throw up air and you go for up throw up air again, you hit the up throw. You know, up throw does about I don't know, let's just say 8 to 10%. I mean, they're not going to be at the same percent. Maybe now I have to IDJ. I have to double jump. I can't just execute the same combo in game where I go, oh, sorry, I missed my nair combo. Can you just eat this and regain your health, and then we can try that again so I can practice? No, execution has to come on your own, and I'd be lying to myself if I'm not executing as much as I can, because yeah, I'm juggling a lot. I get home, I'm doing gardening. Let's just say I'm doing something completely different. I've been focusing on my PhD and my Smash YouTube too much, and I just forgot to water my plant, and I've killed my grandma's plant from 6 months ago when I moved out. That's adult life. That's a lot. It's a lot of juggling. and 6-7, and well, I feel like juggling is the key to juggling is, mate, you get one catch ready, you got to be ready to catch the other, and if you're juggling 5-10 things, it doesn't hurt to let go of a couple bowls. That sounds so bad. To let a couple of bowls go so that you can get 5 of them at least. If you're out of your comfort zone where you can't handle all these things, it's okay to sacrifice not executing all the time in Smash. And at least I'm honest with myself about that. And I put less expectation on my tourneys, that I'm just going to practice the player aspect, and I shouldn't care as much if I'm not executing. My mind is a little bit ahead of where my hands are, because I've been practicing the theory but not the execution. Anyway, I'm basically at the venue now, so I'm keen. I'm actually really keen for today's tournament. I think Poppet 1's there, and he's playing with the steering wheel. So, that's cool. Alright, see you guys after. Well, first thought might be, why is the car talk from the venue being recorded in daylight? I mean, the tourney was at night. And that is a perfectly astute observation, my dear viewer. And just turned out I got in the car, started recording on my phone, drove off, got home, was super happy with the quality of both the car talks. Turned out, wasn't recording. That's life. So I'm just recording this the day after, as I'm heading to uni for work, and yeah, we'll just I'll just try and capture some of the things I was saying, but I'm not going to remember everything perfectly either. So I'll just try my best. Anyway, let's get into the bracket breakdown. So my first opponent was Steam Buns, or Tyler. Now, Steam Buns used to go to things a lot more back in the day, but they haven't been going to as much. And I think they just took a break from the game for a while. They're just doing other things in life. But they've still got that latent skill, I think. And that's sort of a nice thing about Smash, or just really any skill, is it sort of doesn't, if you've dedicated enough time in your life to these hobbies, crafts, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really go away. I mean, sure, if you just don't, let's say guitar, for example, if I don't play for 6 months to a year, yeah, my fingies are going to be sore when I start playing again. But, and maybe I don't quite remember all the chords, but you don't just start like a novice again. And, I mean, it would suck if it did, but yeah, I think all the time you put into the game sort of compacts into your brain, into your muscle memory, into who you are, and it's just sort of a nice thing. Anyway, back onto the bracket. So he first went Samus, which I think is kind of like a new pick he was just trying out, and I 3-stocked it. So I was doing a good job with the bike, just crouching behind the bike, being a little nuisance, and yeah, just making it really hard for him, I think, as well. Brawlers can really get on top of these zoners, so it's not too bad. Depends what Samus you're fighting, I suppose. Anyway, so then they switched back to one of their usual mains, which was R.O.B. And the R.O.B was tougher. I fell behind a bit with momentum, and when it came to the stocks, I was down 2 stocks to none, or maybe it was 3 stocks to 1. I don't know. I was just held down in stocks, and I didn't give up. Managed to find, I think it was 3 stocks to 1. Yeah, I managed to find the first kill. Got backwards. If you didn't know, back hit of Nair actually combos better for Nair 2. So anyway, I got backwards. Nair 1, 2, up air on the platform, waft to close out his second stock. But the last stock for both of us was really neck and neck. I was about 110, he was at 90, which if you just ask someone, you're at this percentage, are you afraid of Wario killing you? I mean, it depends where you're at. If you're off stage, maybe, but not really. You're gonna wait till like 120 when he's getting his down tilt dash attacks, his back airs. So players can sort of fall into a trap of kind of getting complacent, kind of like, oh, now I can get the kill, he can't kill me, so let me just try to get my kills, try to find my back airs, that sort of stuff. Anyway, so Tyler just kept going for these back airs, and I just went for it. I just timed this bike ride, pulled up the bike, slammed, so he ended up hitting the bike with the back air, but the bike tanked the hit, and then it came down and killed him. And he was like, what the? And also was laughing in the background, like everyone was like, what the fuck? So I was pretty satisfied with that little wheelie slam, getting a lot of notoriety about that. Inventing tech in 2026 for Wario, whatever. Anyway, so that was clutch on stream, good fun. After that, I had to play Teehee, who plays Shulk, best player in the scene. arguably. Corey's a close second from last season. You could argue, depending on the day, either one of them is probably the best in the scene right now for Perth. Anyway, so pretty tough draw for the second player I had to fight. But I did a really good job holding my own against Tihi, and the more I play them over time, the more I'm like finding I'm holding my own. They're getting a little more nervous, like but yeah, May's really smart, and she she will just never use shield art when she's versing me, because why would you want to like give Wario access to his up air waft combos and his up tilt combos? So I have to just hit raw wafts, and I did hit a raw waft actually on game 2, because I just know I'm not going to be able to hit the combo starter. She's just going to shield art. Anyway, kind of a tougher draw. You can watch leveling up my Wario, I think 36 matchup metaphors. I have a sort of metaphor I use for Shulk, which did help me actually when I was fighting Tiki. Anyway, after that I played Strawberry Puff, kind of a newer player to the scene, and she plays Jigglypuff. And yeah, what I was sort of saying in the car talk to the venue about doing like full hop up airs, or if they're a floaty character, doing like full hop up airs, coming down, trying to frame trap them. I was just doing that to Puff, and yeah, that was rough. I was hitting like 4 or 5 up airs at a time, and they were just struggling to land. I don't think they really knew. I guess it's sort of like like when you're starting, I guess being in disadvantage really sucks. You don't really know how to get out of disadvantage without trying to like trade hits or just use your double jump. Like an easy tool is you just do a fast-ish aerial. Let's say I'm playing DK. I do back air because it's a fast move, fast end lag, and then I have access to fast fall, and then I can fast fall air dodge as well. So being able to fast fall is such a key thing when you're in disadvantage. If you don't know that you can't do it out of tumble, you need to do an aerial, then yeah, you're gonna suffer. And I didn't think she really knew that, so she'd always just sort of be falling at the same rate, and I could just sort of eyeball the up airs. And I got lots of wafts, but anyway, yeah, just a quick 2-0. After that, I had to play another R.O.B, which sort of fits the new player, same old character idea I was talking about as well. I played Steam Buns R.O.B, and I'm playing Lucas or LoneZen's R.O.B, and they play the character very differently. LoneZen's been like one of the upper PR players back in the day, doesn't play as much. Yeah, it sort of does seem like Tyler as well, where like they've got that muscle memory, but they're a really fast player, and they know the gyro combos, and whenever I just hear their GameCube controller while we're playing, it's like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? And they were SDIing the Wario hits like Nair 1-2, so he wouldn't get hit as easily. I'm like, damn, this is tough. But I was really holding my own well. I was using the gyro against them. If you didn't know, you can say the gyro's on the ground. I mean, you can use the startup of your aerial, you can use the dash attack to pick it up, but those are sort of like committal things. You have to jump in the air and land on top of it basically, or you have to dash attack. So if R.O.Bs know these are the only 2 ways you're going to pick up the items, then they're just going to try to counter those 2 things. But the best way to pick up the gyro is you dash forward, and in your dash, you let go of the stick, and you just press jab. So you just press A with no inputs. It's kind of like you're doing a dash, and then at the end of your dash, you do a standing jab. You don't do a dash attack or a tilt or anything like that, but you're just doing that in the middle of your dash. So there's no jab coming out. You're just picking up the item as you dash on top of it. And that's such a nice way to pick up the gyro. Like you don't have to, you can stay grounded, you can just pick it up, use it against them. And yeah, I did a really good job in game 1. It was basically last hit for both of us. It was I got a couple of like fake kill screens. He got a couple of fake kill screens. I fell out of up smash. I got hit with the first hit of up smash, but the last one didn't kill me. And he just managed to get an up air to close out. So that could have gone either way, and I was very happy with that. But then for game 2, I think he was reserving this little trick in his back pocket because he didn't use it before in the set. But what happened was I threw the bike at him. I was at 73%. And he did the side B of R.O.B, which is a reflector. And so it reflected, did 1.5 times damage and knockback, and it killed me center stage PS2. The bike throw reflected killed me center stage. I was like, what? And I think that just disrupted me totally, because I'm just trying to process the fact I just absolutely got obliterated. Like, maybe I was DIing it wrong, but I got destroyed by that thing. Anyway, and then he just hits a 0 to death gyro combo to kill me. I was like, we were going neck and neck, and then this happened. Lucas is cool, so I was just like, fuck you after he hit it. Yeah, just kind of a little anticlimactic way to end the tourney, but going 2-2 and holding my own and feeling like I was being really creative. I was doing a really good job in all my games. I mean, I was just happy. So can't complain, and I'm feeling a lot better mentally than I was last week as well. Not putting as much expectation on myself to execute and perform when I know I'm a busy boy. I'm doing other things. I'm doing a PhD primarily, not this Smash stuff. So anyway, I just arrived at uni, so I will catch you all next week. See ya.